Hello and welcome to round 8 of season X at Tier-1. This is your commentator speaking, Haphazard King, followed by Slaya, who's here with me as well. And of course, we're joining here for round 8 of Spa Francorchamps. So, again, it's going to be an exciting race today we have here. And Slaya, how are you feeling about this race?
Yeah, well, Spa always a crazy track to race on with obviously Eau Rouge, Radion, and a very twisty and fast-paced track, I must say, especially with our Tier 1 boys today, the fastest in India. It's gonna be a cracking race.
Yeah, Supreme Kai, can we just go into intermission for a bit and mute the audio output, please?
All right, then we're back. We just had a bit of a technical issue, but we sorted that out. And as I stated, we're back for Spa Francorchamps. So again, it's going to be an amazing race. We're going to see our tier 1 boys, face off against the best, and let's see what happens today.
Yeah,
And
obviously, I don't think we have a full grid today, but it's still gonna be a really close race at the top. We know everyone here is super competitive, and it's not gonna be easy for one or the other driver to take the win today.
yeah, and let's definitely go on. Mhm.
Have we switched to the track guide? Yeah, there's
We
still a problem on the stream. Can you go into intermission, please, and mute us again?
Well, hello everyone, and welcome on board a lap of the Spa International Circuit here in Belgium, one of the most beloved circuits in motorsporting history. Into turn 1, our source, also known as want to be braking just before the 100-meter board, short shifting on the exit to get a good one as you coming up to a flat out section, one of many on this circuit. So yeah, make sure you get a good one there. Into Eau Rouge, just a kink in these modern day F1 cars. Make sure your steering is as minimal as possible to not scrub any speed of the momentum you may have gained from the good exit. Watch out for the DRS boards on the either side of the track. Into Lacombe, braking just before the 50-meter board. Attack these curves, but again, be gingerly over them, as the ground effect nature of this car can sort of unsettle the entire trajectory, trying to take through those corners. Into Bruxelles, trailing all the way to the apex there, and short shifting on the exit to get a good one. Into No Name, just a dab on the brakes, and just keep in mind not to extend on the right, very easy to do so there. Into Poo on another dab on the brakes, and Yeah, again, keep in mind your minimum speed has to be as high as you can keep it, otherwise you will lose a lot of time. Into Piff Paff, sacrifice the right for the left there, attack this curve on the left right there, and again, don't extend on the right, easy to do so. Stavlo 1, attack this curve on the right hand side, and don't extend on the left there, and then for the Stavlo 2nd, you want to be as tight to the right there to minimize your distance to the next braking zone. Into Blanchimont, again, just a kink in these modern day F1 cars, preparing for the final corner. You can make or break your lap. Into bus stop, braking just before the 100-meter board. Attack both these apexes as much as you can. Keep your minimum speed as high up as you can, and short shift on the exit to finish off a very rapid lap of the Spa International Circuit here in Belgium.
All right, and that was a perfect hot lap from our boys, our resident IRC driver here, our pilot here, SJ Assassin. And as we move on to qualifying, then again, I think our and yes, it looks like our boys are getting ready. Let's see the weather forecast. It's saying it's going to be a dry race for both quali and the race. And again, we see a bit of an overcast weather throughout qualifying, so it'll help the tires sort of maintain temperature. I don't think that's going to be helpful for these guys because they need to, tweak up their setup a bit more just to make sure they get enough performance out of it, just to get enough temperature in those tires. What do you think about the weather there, Leah?
Well, it's nothing special. I think it's a common weather to have here at Spa. Slightly overcast, but not wet. I mean, it's really common to have a wet race here, but I think our drivers will be thankful that it's dry because this track is treacherous enough already to drive, and a wet race would not add to that at all.
Yeah, and let's go through our grid right now. We have, again, Helium out on track already, followed by Simply, Arathia, Akash, Nawale. We have Lokesh out there, Kapil, and Motomoto. Of course, SSJ Assassin will be out there soon. He's starting in the Ferrari itself. Looks like Catty and Wilster are in the pits as well. So all three of them are in the pits. Again, we have our boys sort of getting ready. They're also sort of understanding what setup to use, whether this temperature change would need a bit more tweak there, at least for quali, because again, you can tweak your tire temperatures in quali. But right now, we move on down with Helium through his hot lap. Again, he's going to have to attack the first corner, hit the apex properly. I think he missed his apex a little there, went wide. Now he moves up to Rouge and up towards Radion. Again, attack the first corner, level out towards the middle corner, and then get on the throttle as quickly as possible throughout this section. Goes up to the Camel straight. This is our second DRS zone, and of course, he's going to have to attack the Camel corner as well. Again, gets a very good exit down towards turns 7. And yep, and again, this is the part of the track where he has to make sure that he has enough rear grip because that car needs that support. Don't you agree, Slaya?
Yeah, I mean, Sector 2 at Spa is really technical, especially with Puon and all these corners. It's not easy to drive, and these drivers have to get that setup to perfection. And if that is not the case, you will go spinning out and probably into the wall.
Definitely. And I think when I'm going through, Helium's hot lap, I feel like he's still leaving something on the table for an improvement. I mean, he's attacking corners, but not as heavily as you'd think he would. So he's definitely keeping it a little under control right now, testing the track, testing the limits, seeing where the grip is, and just making sure that he doesn't end up crashing on lap on itself, while pushing.
Presuming that our drivers have practiced on a sunny track, I think they need to find the limits on a track that is in overcast. So for a banker lap, yeah, definitely a 1:43.1. That's a solid lap from Helium right there.
Hmm.
But yeah, there's a lot of time still to be found here. I feel.
Definitely. And as we're on board Lokesh, who's again rounding off for the final few corners here. He's coming, just heading towards the bus stop chicane right now. Again, need to maximize on the entry to get the best exit and just make sure your car rotates perfectly into that corner. And again, it looks like the drivers aren't pushing too much, but he gets a 143 for 559. And again, Aradhya is again a few tenths off pole, but for now, that's a good lap from Aradhya Gupta as well. as we're on board. Everyone who's sort of starting their outlap, everyone's out there right now. They have to watch out for traffic as well. And we have our time set up. It's Helium followed by Radhya, followed by Moto who puts a 143, 365, followed by Lokesh Kapil and Simply. Again, Simply is still a few
Yeah.
seconds off pole, needs to manage his lap a bit more there.
Yeah, you just spoke my mind out right there, haphazard. I just noticed simply looking off the pace. I'm not sure, maybe he made a mistake or something on those lines, but I'm sure he'll find his feet and get closer to the top.
Definitely, and as we're on board, of course, the one that we were watching through our hot lap, let's see what SSJ Assassin can pull up here. Again, a resident IRC, driver here. He's been one of the strong drivers here at IRC, and again, let's see if Spas suits his, driving style. He does look confident, like he's been training for this moment. But yeah, let's see what he can pull up here as he attacks these corners, these last few corners in sector two, moves up to sector three, I think down towards Blanchimont right now, as he gets a bit of I say a bit more of a how to say a careful approach towards Blanchimont. He doesn't want to push too hard right now. And there's a yellow flag again in sector two and three. Of course, these drivers are slowing down to make sure that they don't impede anyone. Getting an impeding anyone would just result in a penalty, and which would be devastating for the race.
Again, considering these top flight of drivers, I think they'll have enough common sense to not do such things. But yeah, it's still gonna be a really close qualifying, and Catty also setting a lap. Wilster G currently on one. In
Hmm.
sector two, currently taking the hairpin, and now he's heading on towards the section with Poo. And yeah, so haphazard, why don't you take us through the remainder of this lap?
I mean, of course, yeah, he's gonna attack Puhan right now. Again, make sure you okay, and he all lost his rears right there. That was a very close call, but Wilster somehow managed to keep it within within the track. Of course, losing your rears there is could be devastating. You could end up even hitting the wall or retiring. But yeah, that's gonna hamper his entire lap right now. I think he would just prefer to save his lap right now. Prefer to save his ERS, but he still seems to be using it. So he's not given up on this lap yet. Maybe he might be able to get P9 or P8 out of this if he gets a good enough lap here. Let's see what Wilster can do here as he approaches the final few corners here. The bus stop chicane gets a better exit, and
That's not a
let's
bad
see
lap.
P8. Yeah, not bad considering what he had to deal with. I think it could have been on a very solid lap if he didn't make that mistake. I think he could have easily gotten a few more tenths up there, up to P5, P4.
And looking at the top three, these guys have done a lot of practice, and they just seem a class apart right there. Moto, Aradhya, and Helium, all three of them, and it's commendable how much work they put into this game, and how seriously they take their sim racing. It's absolutely crazy.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, these guys, they know that they have to put up a show and they have to fight for those wins here. Tier 1 is not an easy game, and as we see Helium again on his outlap is getting ready to. Okay, I thought he was coming in the pits, but he's getting ready for his outlap again.
Oh well.
He's gonna attack it one more time. Let's see what he can do with his. He's got his ERS regen, TRS activated, gets a better entry into turn 1 this time. Doesn't go wide, gets enough cornering in there, goes up to a Rouge. Again, you have to attack the first corner heavily over the chicanes just to make sure you have enough of rotation towards the end of a Rouge and up to Radion. He goes up to the chemistry, DRS open, active, ERS in usage as well. How about you take us to the next few sectors, Priya?
All right, so heading into this triple corner setup, I am very unaware of the names here at Spa. I am forgetting most of them. But yeah, so now heading into this hairpin and coming out of it, you need to be really modular with your throttle here and make sure you don't put too much of it into it because our tier 1 drivers are forced to drive with medium or no traction control. So yeah, heading into Po on again, shifting down a gear and some throttle modulation, heading up into eighth gear again and coming into the double chicane right here and yeah, again,
Yeah,
a lot of coasting going on around here, and it's really interesting to see how the drivers modulate that throttle. And Helium's around 3 tenths upon his lap. So let's go through the last straight now.
yeah,
And
definitely. I think he also had a purple sector one there, probably fastest of everyone right now, and he's definitely getting ready to put up a lap for provisional pole here. Like he's got 7 minutes, but he's not wasting an inch of it. He gets he gets the last corner correct, gets on the throttle very quickly, gets his lap in there 1:43.001. That is actually a pretty good lap time, a decent time for pole at least, as the others are manage their times as well.
so close to the 42s right there, just missing out by 2 thousandths to get into the 42s. But yeah, really close one right there. And I'm sure Aradhya Gupta also on a better lap than last time out. He's gone green in sector one. And now going into sector two, he's also heading into the same corners where we started with Helium. And again at Puon right there, going into eighth, Aradhya, and then shifting down again and modulating his throttle. So Aradhya Gupta, obviously being one of the younger drivers in IRC, he's put in a lot of effort into this game, and yeah, I think he's just going to get better from here on out. And yeah, it's really nice to see that all these young guns challenging at the top as well.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I was also taking a look at Sector 2. It looks like Aratia had a bit of a tough one through Sector 2. Didn't even, didn't manage to get a bet. Oh, and then Moto hits
Wow,
142.8
what a
lap
lap!
3.
Wow,
Yeah, that's definitely one for pole right there. And
that's
Moto
more
just
like it.
brings it brings it out of nowhere. So yeah, wow, amazing work from Moto, the Red Bull driver, as he challenging Helium up there. And we see another.
I
Okay,
think
I
just
think
a
that's
delayed.
Moto only. Yeah, that's delayed. I was like, there's another man fighting for pole there. I was like, who is this? Yeah, but again, Arathia hitting a 140. Okay, again, Arathia is having a larger improvement of 143.0033. Again, very, very close between Helium and Arathia right now. Uh, as we're on board Kapil right now, as he moves through us, Lacombe, moving down towards, I believe, Puhon right now. And again, as you mentioned, throttle modulation is very important throughout these corners, as you need to make sure you're not pushing your car too much through these corners, because yeah, again, your car can easily lose that rear grip down towards those few chicanes there. And again, that's one more thing you need to manage those rides up, or your ride height adjustment along with the chicanes, because you're gonna have to ride those chicanes a lot more when you're at Spa here. So you have to make sure your car doesn't bottom out on these things. As you move down towards the last sort of straight that we have here, I wouldn't say it's a straight, but it's a long extension where they can go full throttle throughout these corners. And again, that's a specialty about Spa. And we have a sector 2 yellow flag. Is that a crash?
There's someone going
No.
slowly. That's nothing, I guess.
And he goes into the pits. Couple he checks his last hot lap, and let's see what he can pull up then. I guess he just did. Oh, and I guess Lokesh also invalidated his lap. And SSJ Assassin in P7. So let's see what our standings are right now. How about you get us through our standings right now, Slayer?
Yeah, just give me a second and we'll go through the standings right now. And so currently with the qualifying going on, let's go through the championship actually once. I think that will be nice. So we
Mm.
can see Helium leading at the top just by a point. Helium on 116, following closely behind its Aradhya Gupta at 115. And Pre the Pro, who is not on the grid today, 5 points behind Aradhya. And rounding out the top five is SD and Lokesh. Though a considerable margin between SD and Lokesh, almost of 14 points. But yeah, Helium and Aradhya have it all to fight for, and it's going to be really close at the top. While in the constructors, we're looking at Ferrari, who are convincingly leading by all 44 points compared to Williams. And yeah, Williams putting in a nice team effort with 8 Sil and SD. So yeah,
Both of which are missing today. Yep, I see. So Williams is about to get hijacked by, I wouldn't say hijacked, but it's going to feel the effects of this race later in the constructors, because SHL Assassin is still out there. I think his is okay. It looks like that's a pretty weird line for yeah, Bastaf Shikin, but again, he just wants to maximize speed he's cutting out of the corner just for his outlap, or just for his outlap hot lap right now. As we see SSJ Assassin going for his second attempt right now. And while we're seeing this hot lap, again, as I was mentioning, SSJ's partner, is it Pre the Pro?
Pre the Pro is not on the grid today, so he's also going to suffer in the championship. SD is behind him, but SD is also not on the grid. So yeah, Pre the Pro is safe where he is. He's in
No, I
P3
mean,
currently.
what I meant was, is he the second Ferrari driver, Pre the Pro?
Oh yeah, he is the second Ferrari driver. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So okay, so it's up to Assassin to get a lot of points here for Ferrari so that they can build that gap even further up there. And again, Assassin just getting a better personal best sector. He's trying to maximize his lap time just to see if he can hit P5, P4, or P3. Let's see if he can get it up to the podium places then. As he moves down towards the second sector, again, he's going to have some traffic here, but he's going to. Oh, that was a bit close there, but
Close.
yeah, let's see. Let's see what happened there later on, as he's now going to have to deal with an Alfa Romeo as well, of, I believe, Catty, right now as he goes down towards. And he hits a best second sector, a purple second sector. Let's see what Assassin can pull up here as he's attacking these corners. Finally, I think looks like the Ferrari driver just woke up there as soon as we mentioned the constructors there. And let's see what he can pull up here again. Just needs to maximize his cornering after the last few corners. Does make sure that he doesn't invalidate this. It's very easy to invalidate your lap on the bus stop chicane while you're entering the last corner,
Good
and
lap.
he gets P4.
That's a good
Nice.
lap.
Definitely a good lap to stay up there with the rest of them. But yeah, that definitely shows that the Ferrari driver is ready to push today. And as we're on board the AlphaTauri of Akash Sonawane again, Akash again. Let's just go down with the qualifying uh, standings for the time being as we are heading to the last few seconds of quali. We have Moto up in pole position with a 142.813. Akash Sonawane invalidates his lap. I think he did that after losing his rears, and now he has to recharge, but I don't think he'll be able to make it. So that's it for Akash Sonawane. He's going to have to be fine, or he's going to have to be okay with a P7 right now as of this time being with the 143.584. And again, this is going to be the last chance for our boys who are already on a hot lap. They don't have to invalidate it as they won't be able to make it down towards the start finish straight to get the next lap in. As we just have a few seconds left, so let's see what Wilster here can do. He's on his two personal best sectors here, aiming for the trio of getting that time in and again getting some of that important track position for that Aston Martin as he goes across the bus stop chicane, gets very close and maximizes his exit to get P5. That's it for Wilster. That's the best he can do, a 143 285. Let's see. Let's get on board Simply Whitey again, struggling for some pace here. 145 267, the only driver in his 45s right now. He needs to push to get up to the 143s where he can be competitive with the rest of the field. And let's see what he can pull up here. He's on his last lap. He's gotten a little bit
Wow.
whirly and yeah, 144, 465. Not good from Simply, but yeah, let's see what he can do in the race. As Catty, okay, Catty gets a purple sector one.
Oh
That
wow.
is, oh wow, and he
Invalid.
invalidated it.
That's sad. That's sad for
That's
Catty.
sad from Catty. Yeah, definitely was looking very strong through through sector one. As we see, Moto of course invalidated his lap as well. He won't have enough time to set that up. And yep, that's it for Moto. Can we see Helium doing anything? Lokesh rounds up for the final corner and he spins at the end, loses
Oh
his gears,
no.
and Helium
Helium.
steals pole. Sorry about that. That's it. Yeah, but Helium definitely bringing in that final lap when everyone failed. He got his lap in there, and he definitely deserved it. The 142. Uh, I think it was a 142.514. Let's see at the end of this table. Then.
Oh, this is a insane qualifying session, and Helium takes pole position here at Spa. With Moto following in P2 with Kapil in P3, I think that is.
Yeah. Surprisingly, Kapil did get a lap in there, a bonkers
Oh,
lap for P3, and Aradhya, well, he was pushed down to I believe P4, P5. But yeah, let's see what happens here. Can we go back to the drivers? standings once just to see. Yeah, Aradhya in P4, Assassin in P5, Wilston in P6, and the rest of them down there somewhere below.
It's going to be a close race, this one. Whole grid almost separated by just a second and a half. So, yeah, there is no real convincing winner here. And let's not forget to account in for mistakes.
Oh, definitely. I mean, did see a few mistakes. I think one from Lokesh right now at the very end, pushing his car a little too much, lost his steer, completely spun around doing a 360 at the end there. Mm, Yep. And as we are on board, let's see, we're waiting for the drivers. They're getting ready. Of course, we won't have any formation laps here because of a technical issue. So we're just going to head in directly towards the five lights to start this Grand Prix. And let's see if our drivers, when did they get their heads up? But what do you think? What's going to happen today? Who's going to win it? Come on, Slay, make some guesses. I want some bets here.
Bets. Okay. My money's on Helium.
Okay, so your money is on the pole
Pole
sitter.
sitter. Yep,
I'm
pole
gonna,
sitter.
yeah, I'm gonna place it on Moto because I want to see some of
Oh,
that underdog action that I think he was on for a flyer lap at the end. But yeah, let's see what he can pull up here. I think Helium versus Moto is something I'd be very much interested in seeing towards the end.
yeah. So Moto and Helium, both these guys, super quick, and it's difficult to choose a driver between them. So yeah, we'll find out together, and we're
Definitely
just
who
in time for
wins.
the race here.
Yeah. Looks like everyone is still getting ready. I think they're just tweaking their setups a little bit more. I get the track is very sunny today. So the track was sunny, qualifying was overcast, so they need to adjust their temperatures, tire temps, just to make sure they don't overheat their tires in this weather condition now.
Yeah, I mean, getting the tires up to temp is not going to be a huge problem here. But
Hmm.
yeah, battles into Eau Rouge and obviously all around the track you can have some battles here at Spa. And overtaking is not the most difficult task around here. So we'll see how it ends up.
Definitely. And let's looks like our boys are starting right now, so we will soon have the five lights to start this Grand Prix. And it looks like the drivers are ready, the tires are ready, the cars are ready, and we wait for the five lights to start this Grand Prix. And it's lights out, and away we go as Helium gets an excellent start. Moto
Mega
getting a
start.
bit of an issue there at the starting and falls back a few places there. As we see SSJ Assassin and Couple just take their positions P2 and P3. SSJ having an amazing start there. Was that a jump start by any chance? I don't
I
think
doubt.
so, but
I doubt.
yeah. And we see
Helium is
SSJ
just
and Couple fighting for position up to Rouge, and Couple gets that move completed, but he's gonna have SSJ Sasson is gonna have an amazing run down
best
towards
of
the Camel
us.
State. He's gonna have split stream. Is he gonna go for a move on the inside? Will he push? And he's getting extremely close there, but unfortunately unable to make the move as Couple retains his speed too, and Moto falls down to P3 or sorry P4 and just maintaining position right now. I don't know what happened at the start, but that was unfortunate for the Red Bull driver as he's all over the place right now, under threat by Aradhya Gupta as well. And we see again, it looks like Catty having a lot of issues there at the back. Did he have an incident? Uh,
Yeah, Catty is struggling about 13 seconds behind the pack. Maybe a spin, something on those lines. Can't
uh,
confirm.
can't confirm right now, but as we're on board, Helium again, who's under threat from the guys behind, he's still in that zone where he could be under threat by even a single mistake. And we see Couple slide a bit there.
Oh,
Yep,
SS
Couple
no
slid
Couple
and
out.
is gone.
Is he
Couple's
out of the
gone.
race?
He's in the. Is he in the walls? No, he's got no damage. I think he just spun.
No.
He lost traction coming out of Mirabeau, and yeah,
This
definitely. Oh, sorry, Blanchimont, and,
this
and
is horrific
definitely
for Alfa Romeo.
Definitely, it's horrific for Alfa Romeo. Both of those cars in P9 and P10 as SHA Assassin goes up to P2 and Helium sets the fastest lap of the race. 150.144. Of course, he was leading, so he's going to
Definitely.
get that. But it looks like Helium is currently the fastest man on track right now. Let's see what Moto can pull up, though, as he's a second behind Assassin right now. He needs to get up that race, needs to get up that he needs to bring up some of that pace as we see SSJ Assassin getting a penalty,
Ooh,
a three
for
second
what?
penalty
For
for
warnings.
yeah, for warnings for corners, I guess. Yeah, he must have cut some corners. That's gonna be sad for SSJ Assassin. It's gonna hamper his spirits a bit, but let's see what he can pull up. I mean, if he can pull up a gap here, that's gonna be better. But I mean, considering everything, I still think everyone's doing a good job at staying together right now. So it looks like as soon as DRS is activated, we might start to see a bit more action, some more moves here from these drivers. What do you think about the start, though, Sleya?
Start has been eventful, considering the moves happening here and there, especially with the couple having that moment and losing all his ground from where was he, P3 or P2?
P2, yeah.
And yeah, now he's down in P9, but he's definitely not down and out. He can still get into this race easily, and yeah, it depends
Yeah,
on one safety car, and that's all. That's what changes everything.
yeah, I have to agree with you, Slayer, that it all depends on one safety car. And at Sector 3 again, it
That
looks like
is a yellow.
someone's happened. Is that the McLaren? Let's see what that
Oh,
yellow
red wing,
caused.
Lokesh,
Oh,
red wing.
that's Lokesh. That's His wing gone completely
Oh
there.
no,
He's gonna have to pit right now. That's his race. Well, race not over,
not
but
over.
race hampered for. Yeah,
I think today the aim for most of the drivers is just to finish because there's points on offer for all positions today. As we just have 10 runners on the grid and points are in IRC are till P15. So drivers just need to finish today and get away with some solid points, I guess.
definitely. I mean, staying alive is an important aspect here because it's Spa. It's a track that asks you to push yourself to the very limit just to make sure you can be competitive on laps and everything's on the edge. So any mistake can be very costly. I think Logesh found that the hard way as we're on board SSJ Assassin
Purple.
getting the fastest first sector. You're definitely pushing right now. I wonder what his ERS level would be at this stage. I mean, can we take a look at that by any chance? Telemetry is on. I don't think it's for on for him. Is it?
It is.
Yep, definitely 57. That's not good considering it's just been 3 laps. But let's see what he can pull up, though. I mean, he is pushing. He is hoping to keep. Okay, we're on board Aradhya, who has made a mistake again. Aradhya losing positions. He's fallen back below Kapil as well. That's gonna cause a lot of issues for his race. I mean, we can see drivers making mistakes right now.
Yeah, and still the battle at the top is really close. All the drivers are separated by a second and a half. And it is going to be a very close battle in the end. I think from P1 to P3, that's the drivers who are in contention for the win today.
Definitely P1 to P3, you're right. I mean, Motomot is a little far back, but you can see Sisja Assassin attacking those corners, getting
Wow.
ready for those moves. He is eager to get that P1 position for the timing from Helium at least on track. And we see him again, his DRS open, getting closer. Just needs to maximize the exit right now just to get a better run down to Rouge, up towards Radion, and the fastest lap is hit by Kapil right now. So it looks like Kapil is faster on track, but again, SSJ Assassin is the one fighting for P1 right now. He gets close. Helium has a lot of ERS. That's one thing that's important right now, but SSJ has DRS. He's getting closer. He's looking for the move around the inside, and he
Oh,
gets
does he
it
get it?
done down towards Kemel.
We'll find out.
He
Yes, he
gets the
does.
move. That was an amazing move. But can I confirm one thing? I think SSJ, is he on mediums and is Helium on hards? Just to confirm.
SSJ
I think
is
he
on the
is.
medium and is Helium on the hards?
Yeah, I
That is
think
the
so.
question. I
Can
mean,
we just go on board
SSJ has
Helium soon?
superior
So
pace. Yes, Helium's on the hards.
yeah, Helium's on the hards.
Makes sense.
That makes sense why SSJ was able to get that move done so easily. Well, not too easily, but yeah, definitely got that move done before the corner could even before even Helium could challenge. But yeah, as we're on board, Couple actually getting a lot more pace from his car right now. He was 7 seconds back at the start of the race. Now he's 4 seconds back, and he's making up some of that ground from messing up that one corner towards Blanchimont. As we're on board Motomoto, who is now in contention to fight against Helium right now. So that has dropped Helium back a lot, that fight with SSJ Assassin. And now we'll see Motomoto sort of challenge Helium as well if he can get close enough. I think if these two drivers are the start, if they keep on fighting, Motomoto is back in this fight.
Yeah, you're definitely right there. And well, SSJ setting another fastest lap of the race, unsurprising because of his superior compound. Can we take a look at what compound Moto is on, by any chance?
Kapil definitely pushing as well on his mediums, 146.445. He's reminding everyone that he's there at the back. He might be a bit far, but he's not out of it yet in P6. Yeah, and if we can just take a look at Moto Moto one more. Oh, and again, Helium goes for a move at the outside. Will he be able to make it work? And SSJ still defends like a boss, and he making it hard for Helium again. Oh, and Helium spins,
Oh
loses
no!
traction.
My bet
Oh,
is in the mud. My bet is definitely in the mud today. And thankfully, he doesn't have any damage, so he's not out of it. And
yeah, but that definitely is gonna cause some strain towards his championship hopes right now. But let's see what Helium can pull up again. One safety car can change the entire complexion of this race. But yeah, it's just that issue with that corner. I think it's Lacombe, where if you go on to that, you know, go onto that curb on the left towards the gravels, it could bottom up your car and you could lose traction on those curbs. So you have to be very careful while you're maximizing on those curbs. Again, the more curbs that you take, the better your exit, but then you have to be careful, that you don't lose traction on that. And that's what happened with Helium. He just lost it and completely. Luckily, he saved his car from any damage, but yeah, could have ended badly for Helium there.
yeah,
And
I think
SSJ,
these. Continue.
no, that's fine. You go ahead, Slayer.
Yeah, I was saying that these drivers drive with no assists all the time, and losing the car with no traction is really, really easy to do. And that's a mistake that we just saw.
Definitely, I mean, we both know how hard it is to drive with no traction, Slayer, and yeah, these guys do an amazing job. Again, it's not about, it's not about I guess Helium just got a bit too eager there, wanted to get that move done, got very close down towards the Camel corner, and just got a bit too, how to say, excited to get the move done. Regardless, let's see what, and we get another penalty here from Catty again. Alfa Romeo at the back, not having a good day at all, considering where he started right now. But yeah, let's see what a caddy can pull up. Again, one more thing I was mentioning is that Moto has lost a lot of pace. He's 2 seconds behind SSJ Assassin,
Hmm.
considering he was. Oh, and that's a McLaren out as
Oh
well.
no,
Who
is that
simply.
simply out? No, it's a yellow win for him. And yeah, DNFs will be scarce today because of the lack of runners today. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised with the consistent amount of mistakes that we are seeing. Let's put it that way. To
Oh,
see a DNF shortly. Oh, that was
yeah,
close from Aradhya. He
yeah,
almost lost it.
yeah. I thought he was gone there, but yeah, yeah. These guys are on the limit. I mean, you all can see it right now. Simply on the. Oh, and that's definitely a warning right there. But yeah, these guys are definitely on the limit right now. I think they need to watch. Do you think it's tire temperatures that could be affecting, the rear grip? Because I think everyone is losing rear grip right now. So do you think these tires are done for the day, the mediums or the hards?
I think the medium. I think the hard tire is obviously a very sketchy tire to be on, no matter what the track is, and it's just about surviving on the hards because these tires have crazy longevity. Even though it says yellow on our telemetry, these tires will
Hmm.
at least last for another 10 laps or 8, 9 laps, at least something
Yeah.
around that.
And Kai, is it possible if we can just take a look at all the tire compounds everyone is on? So if we could
Yeah,
change that from positions to tire compounds. Okay, looks like we have a few
very
medium runners
split,
here. Hmm.
very
Uh,
split on the tires, and some on the medium,
oof,
some on the hards.
Catty versus Simply, and again, Simply is gonna have that issue because he's lost a bit of
This
aero
is a battle for
performance
the
on that
ages.
wing.
Xbox boys battling it out.
Definitely, and you can see Catty and Simply definitely pushing each other. Simply doesn't want to give up even with that wing gone. He is getting ready for the move, and I don't know what this camera angle is, but he's getting side by side through Camel, and he gets the move.
Ooh,
Oh, and he bumps wheels.
ooh,
Catty's still keeping the position, but yeah, that was definitely a lot of
oh, simply
contact from.
taps him.
Oh,
This is
that
a
is
close battle.
getting.
Simply has him going into what's this called? No name. No.
Catty's still fighting through.
And he's
They're
still
both
fighting.
still side.
Ooh,
Oh
this is a
wow.
battle for the ages. I just said it.
This
And Caddy's
this
going side by side into Puan. No, he backs out.
Oh,
And
this is
oh my
getting
God.
very close for these two boys, and it just looks like I don't know why, but as soon as they get out of Wuhan, it looks like both of them are losing grip. But yeah, that was very close for those drivers. They're bumping wheels, they're getting aggressive, they're getting their elbows out. But at this stage, I think everything is on the limit. Nothing, how do I say, nothing suspicious or illegal sort of
Yeah,
going
these
on
drivers are not
hard
leaving
racing. Yeah.
anything out on that track. They're giving it their all, and yeah, that battle just showed it to us. And it's still 2 tenths just between them. Maybe make that 1.6 tenths. And let's go back on board these guys because that's a battle that we would like to see. Heading into bus
Yeah,
stop, it's so close right there
definitely.
with Catty. And
Yeah, I mean, these guys are very close, but can we just go on board Moto Moto once? Because I think Moto Moto was getting ready for a move there. He's getting close in the RS, but he's not able to make that move. And again, pretty decent comeback from Moto Moto. 2 seconds behind
yeah.
SSJ a few seconds ago.
Oh
And
no,
as you're
Catty's
on
got the
board,
move done.
damn, Catty. These both are just, are not. I have to say, I have to give it to Simply. He's still fighting with wing damage on. I mean, that's definitely difficult. But yeah, you can see Simply definitely getting eager for that move. He's got DRS there. He's going to go around the outside there to complete the move, and he gets it done. Catty's still there, though. He's not ready to give up. Let's see if we
Wow.
can see Catty push back, though. And
And another
but
battle going on here.
it's another Alfa Romeo fighting for his life right now against the Mercedes of Helium, as we see Couple and Helium fighting for positions. Again, Couple on that faster, well, at least at this stage, I don't think that's so fast anymore, but he was on that faster compound. But I mean, look at those tires there on Helium. Is it a bit too much for a hard runner right now? I think that's a lot of tire wear for Helium there compared to. But yeah, I guess that's is the I think the tire is definitely high right now. I think the hard runners are definitely facing an issue. I wonder how difficult it must be for the medium runners right now. As we go on board, let's see, can we go on board one medium runner just to see how difficult it is if we can go on couple? And helium, yeah, definitely. Look at that. Like the tire wear is definitely high for both compounds right now. As helium goes for a fantastic move right there down in on the inside at turn one. Let's see if Couple gets a chance at Arush. How about you take over this there? And we see,
Yeah. Okay, so I'll take over this. And Kapil really close with DRS open, and he is out of DRS basically. The lights flashing, and not enough speed to get through, but following closely through the chicane, and now following into the right hander. And okay, now we're on the other battle because Simply and Catty are very close to each other again, and Simply Whitey this time with DRS and ERS, but Catty also not backing down, deploying his ERS. Simply Whitey going down the outside. Will he get the move done? No, it's not enough for Simply. And again, heading into the right hander, Simply Whitey really close behind, just 3 tenths, 4 tenths now. Okay, so Simply has fallen off. I think he's out of ERS maybe, or dirty air just making him suffer. But yeah, I'll pass it back to you.
uh,
That is,
he's yeah, he's definitely suffering. 1.4 seconds in just two turns. And as talking about suffering again, I think Motomoto is definitely conserving his tires right now. I don't think he's really interested in fighting Dan, knowing that he has a 3 second time penalty there, and knowing that there's no way where he can dispute that because he got it through warnings on track. So yeah, he's definitely taking it easy on his tires right now, just to make sure he can maximize performance later on. I think at this stage it looks like it could be, I wouldn't say an easy win, but it could be a bit more of a strategical choice that needs for him to get his victory, because he's going to have those faster compounds at the very end, the medium tires on. And let's see what he can do with those medium tires at the end. As Moto right now, managing the gap, 7 seconds behind SSJ, managing his ERS as well. 84% is a lot there. Can we go on to SSJ Assassin once just to see his ERS level?
do you think these hard
And
runners have it in them to maybe shift onto the soft tires towards the end if they can make it last?
I think that's a difficult call considering that the tire wear has been very high for the past few laps. But I mean, I could see Moto doing it, but then why risk it with the with the softs, but you can do it with the mediums, and you could get a better strategy at the end of the day. And again, as we mentioned here, like look at the strain that this track has on these tires. I mean, we've seen so many mistakes being made, Slayer, right, by some of our drivers. I mean, if you're stretching your tires that far, you're gonna get an issue, or you're gonna make a mistake.
Yeah, that's completely true. And well, have around 20 minutes of this race left to go, and well, make that 12 laps. But Moto still in DRS of SSJ with a lot of ERS. He's
Yeah.
been
Mhm.
just using that DRS to farm his ERS, and
Yeah.
he's in a really good spot right now.
Slayer, I'll be back in like 5 minutes, okay?
All right, that's not a problem. I'll take over. And that is SSG into the pits. Well, haphazard just dipped at the wrong time like that. SSJ, it's going to be interesting. I think he's going to go onto the hard tires. So let's go on board SSJ for the pit stop. Ferrari boys out there with the hard compound, which was expected, and SSJ is through. That was a quick pit stop, and that is a stop and go for Kapil for speeding in the pit lane. Oh, wow. That is well, couples race in the gutter, I presume. But yeah, that's a double stack for the Alpha Boys. No, that's not a double stack for the Alpha Boys. But yeah, SSG back out in P5, 3 seconds behind Radhya Gupta, and Moto leading out in front with a comfortable gap to Akash Sonavane in P2. And yeah, Moto's just going to be cruising, not using his ERS, not doing much. And yeah, now everyone's on the split outside on the track. But yeah, can we go on board Helium, please? I think he's slightly close to Akash. Kai, can we go on board Helium? Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so Helium's tires also really worn out, and it's not looking like an easy one today. Oh, that was really close. He went wide onto that curb, and closing into Akash, 1.1 seconds the gap right now. And yeah, I think Helium is definitely looking really superior. Akash, uh, my teammate in Tier 1 actually. I also have a seat in Tier 1 this season, not racing today, but yeah, Akash, let's go, Akash. Sorry for the bias, guys, but yeah, Helium closing in 6 tenths the gap now, and he'll be raring to go, waiting for that DRS to come. Akash using his DRS, trying to save himself from the wrath of Helium, and heading into bus stop, coming out of it now, and it's Alpha Tauri versus Mercedes. Helium opens up his DRS and getting closer, 4 tenths the gap now, coming on to the next straight, heading into Eau Rouge and Radion. And Akash 4 tenths ahead. I think the next straight is gonna be yeah, the where Helium gets a move done. So only 2 tenths the gap now. Helium looking so quick, so quick on the straights, and it's gonna be a really close one. So, Moto looking comfortable out in front, but he still has a pit stop to make. Let's not forget, our top four still have to pit, and by that logic, SSJ looks like he's gonna be really comfortable out in P1 after the stops. But yeah, so still waiting on haphazard. I think he has some work, and coming on to Akash again. Akash only 8 tenths behind Helium. Not that large of a gap, but I think Helium is superior on pace today. Logesh gets a penalty, and that's a penalty for how many? Six of the 10 drivers on the grid today, which is a lot. And SSJ with 6 seconds in time penalties, coupled with that 5 second stop and go, which was really unfortunate. Catty, Simply, Logesh, and Helium all with 3 seconds on their timesheets. And Haphazard is back now.
Yes, I
Haphazard,
am.
Kapil getting a stop and go penalty. Thoughts for speeding in the pit lane?
That's one of the worst mistakes to make. I mean, it is so tempting to, enter the pit so easily. Yeah, that's gonna cause a lot of issues for Kapil. I mean, he had a terrible start, and that's not gonna help his stop and go penalty. Yeah. Has he already served his pit stop and then he got a stop and go?
No. He entered the pit stop for his first stop and got a penalty.
still does he still have to serve it?
Yeah, he still has to serve it.
Sheesh, that's gonna cause issues.
And
Yikes.
well, only the top two left now to pit. And yeah, looking at the delta currently, I think SH is going to be comfortably out in front.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. SSJ looks, yeah, looks like he's. Oh wow, that's actually a pretty good gap. Did he serve his penalty by any chance? No, I don't think he's able
The
to
three
serve 3 seconds. No. Yeah, so that the 3 seconds gonna cause issues, but then he's definitely very close to getting
Well,
that position from Motomoto.
yeah,
It just
let
depends
me
on
correct
when.
you. It's
Oh, sorry.
actually 6 seconds now. He's got another
I
one.
damn, that's gonna cause issues. SSJ, keep it on track, my friend. Yeah, but he's definitely on for a podium here today. I think he could have definitely challenged for a win, but 6 seconds gonna hamper that. And a safety car at the end will cause a lot of issues as well. So let's pray that he does not get a safety car. And we see heliums on fresh mediums as well. P4, 10 seconds behind SSJ. Not a bad comeback from helium as well. I mean, he lost it while fighting against SSJ, but he's finding or clawing his way back up there as well. And on a faster compound of tires will be definitely helpful to getting him closer to P3 eventually.
Yeah, so Moto and Akash Sonawade still yet to make the pit stops, and I see their tires getting dire and dire in condition as the laps progress. And as we speak, Akash goes into the pits, presumably for a set of medium tires on that Alpha Tauri. And yes, the Alpha Tauri boys are out with the mediums, and a smooth stop for him. He's back
Well,
out into the fast lane.
I mean, has Moto heard your pleas for a hard to soft challenge right now? Is he doing that?
Yes, maybe he has. Let's see how
Yeah.
that plays out. Only 8 laps left now in this race. And if Moto does decide to hear my plea and go on to those soft tires, it will be either the best strategy in the world or the biggest choke in the world. There's no middle ground
Uh,
to that strategy.
yeah, but at least I can tell you he will get the fastest lap of the race. That's one thing that's
Yeah,
confirmed.
that's for sure. That is definitely for sure. And Akash again out on the track, only 1.1 seconds behind Wilster G. So that battle for P4 from Kapil onward, still Wilster, it's gonna be relatively close, I think.
And Kai, could you please increase the game volume? That's a request someone is making, if possible. As we're on, yeah, I think if it's low, they'll definitely inform me about it. But yeah, it should be fine for Kai if you've increased it. And as we're on board, Aradhya Gupta on the mediums, one lap all fresh mediums against Kapil, who's on his hards right now. Again, it's going to be a severe pace difference considering those are fresh mediums. They're completely in the perfect tire temperatures right now. And you can see the level of difference that the grip has. An amazing, amazing difference right there. And it's getting difficult for Kapil to keep Aradhya behind as Aradhya is getting ready. Will he go for a move down to the bus stop checking on the outside?
It's
Is he
difficult.
looking for a move? Yeah, definitely pulled back on it. But again,
Wow.
he doesn't. Yeah, and 145.809. That's a fast lap for the time being. And Aradhya going for the move on the inside down towards turn one, easily done. Gets the move completed with DRS. And oh wait, but Kapil's still fighting? Oh no, I thought
Oh,
he was. I thought he
and
was for a second. Yeah.
SSJ not as comfortable as I thought. He needs to pull out another 3 seconds to Moto and being on the inferior compound by 4 laps as well. It's not going to be easy. I think Moto just needs to keep this one on track, and
And
he has
Kapil
it.
goes for a move on the outside down towards Camel State. He's gotten that position back
Wow,
for Amaradhya.
penalty for
Definitely
Akash.
not giving up. And Akash Sanwani gets another 3 second penalty. A lot of penalties piling up. I think that's going to help people who don't have penalties at all. As Akash
Aradhya and
Sanwani,
Wilster namely.
yep, definitely. And Moto as well. He's out at there in P1 without a single penalty, keeping it within the tracks, which is one of the hardest things to do. I mean, I've been guilty of that as well. I've gotten so many penalties in my day at racing IRC, but yeah.
Moto just
I
needs
can.
to contend with one driver, and that one driver being SSJ with 6 seconds worth in penalties. So he's looking really comfortable with around 2 seconds, 3 seconds of delta, which he can still lose.
Definitely. I mean, I think Motomoto, you're going to start to see Motomoto put the fastest lap out now. He's definitely ready to push it, but not too much because he knows he's seen Helium and Couple make the same mistakes before. It's very easy to lose your car out here. So he's going to be on the limit, but then in control, which is more important.
Yeah, that's true. And well, around another 10 minutes left of this race as these guys round up lap 15. Everyone on to lap 16 now, except for Catty, Logesh, and Simply, who are just, well, at this point, just trying to finish the race. I think that's what matters for them. They are happy with the points that they get. And for Logesh in the other Red Bull, I think he's not too worried because his teammate is doing all the heavy lifting in net P1 right now, actually.
Definitely in that P1 right now, Motomoto, even though he doesn't have P1 on track, he definitely has P1 in his hands and all to play for. As we see Karsan Amani going for the move on the outside, definitely a place a lot of our drivers prefer to go for the moves there. Was that Akash Sarman or Aradhik Gupta? I'm not sure. I think it was. Yeah, it's both of them going for. I think that's one of the favorite overtaking spots I've seen here on this track right now for our drivers. Everyone is going for the move around the outside. Everyone and the defenders are just hugging the sidelines. That's what they're definitely aiming out for. And let's see what Wilster can do. He's getting extremely close to Akash Sarman. And again, lost that position a few turns ago. Wants to get that back. Is eager to get that back. He just knows he needs to be close to Arathya as soon as the first or as soon as the bus stop chicane's over. He just needs to stay in contention for the DRS zones to activate, and then he can make that move down at Camel Straight.
Yeah, and Camel Straight obviously being one of the longest straights on the whole calendar, and cars nearing almost 350
And
Ks
I'm so
on this
sorry,
straight.
Slaya, but Arathya goes for the
He
move
gets
against
close.
Kapil, but he's
He's off track. Is that
definitely.
legal?
I don't know. I don't think so. That's legal. I think he'll have to give back that position. He went off track while completing the move, and Kapil's definitely gonna report that just to get the position. If he doesn't give that up, Arathia, I think you might have to get that back, buddy. I
Well,
mean,
close one there.
you definitely. I mean, Arathia. I have to say, it was a ballsy move when I saw that coming. I was like, is he going for the move on the inside? And he did. And I mean, I think part of the reason they're going for ballsy moves is because they know the other driver is smart enough to back out of it if they know that there's a collision going on. I think that's. And as I'm speaking, Kapil is getting ready for the move on the DRS, and
No,
he's gone in the inside line, easily
purple.
gets the move done. Purple sector one as well. Damn, that's very fast from Kapil right there. He's just showing. These two boys are very entertaining today. I mean, the fights we had today, Isolea, come on, like this is definitely getting very interesting between these drivers, and I can't wait to see what more we have in store when these
It's
drivers
close.
really start to go for it.
Also, a battle for on-track P1 starting to emerge as Supreme Kai with supreme timing right there. And yeah, Moto right on SSJ's tail just by 8 tenths right there. And this is going to be a close one. Even though on penalties, we know Moto this race, but yeah, SSJ is still going to fight it out.
Definitely, every person wants to be P1 on track. Penalties aside, I'd love to go for that move for P1. You're a racer till the end, and both of these guys are phenomenal racers. So yeah, we'll definitely see the good fight there from both of them. As we see Aradhya and Kapil still close by, still fighting each other, and there's battles everywhere throughout this track right now. Again, we have some amazing fights: Aradhya versus Kapil, Simply versus Catty. How can we forget that? Assassin versus Moto. Definitely a lot to look after. And Moto
Well,
gets DRS. Along with ERS, a lot of ERS Moto has, but he's not using any of it. Surprisingly, he's still saying close for to Assassin, not really, how do I say, committing for the move right now. And we see Aradhya going for it around the outside at the start of chemistry. He's not even going to wait for the chemistry to be over. He's gone for the move. He's done it. He's completed it. Will Kapil fight any further? No. He's staying back, holding back for the time being.
I think holding back is the right way to put it because Kapil is raring to go and he wants that P6 from Aradhya. But let's not forget penalties are haunting everyone. So can we just get a detail on the penalty and see How many seconds does everyone have?
Sector one. What happened there?
Yellow flag, that's a crash.
Catty
That's Catty, I think. That is Catty, but he's still alive. And
alive.
Logesh
Yeah.
gets past, but it's very close between these two.
Yeah. There's
Just
no
like,
damage for Catty. Luckily, that's good. Yeah, but I guess he must have lost his car out coming out of a Rouge. I think that's the corner. I think I saw him spin out on. Logesh gets another penalty. That's not going to be helpful at all, and probably going to help Catty right now, considering he's just 3 seconds behind, or 2 seconds behind him. Ooh, they're getting close. Slayer, let's go. Can you take over this fight for P1 right now?
yeah, let's go. So Moto heading into lap 19 out of 22. Moto right on SSJ's tail. SSJ with 6 seconds of time penalties, but still with complete faith in his abilities. In that Ferrari, screaming and ready to go. Moto heading into Eau Rouge and Rayon, and both of the drivers take it very smoothly. Slight difference in lines, and Moto on the inside, SSJ on the outside. Moto has the DRS, and he gets past in a breeze. It's not difficult, and he is weaving to show off for it as well. And yeah, that's a move for the ages. SSJ now falling behind Moto.
Damn, that was a bit excessive there, Moto. That's him being playful right now, knowing he had DRS. Yeah, and I think SSJ is not gonna take that so easily. I think he's gonna come back at him if he's got one chance to go for a move. He will, but I think he's just falling back right now with the dirty air. SSJ definitely also losing some time on that tire compound there. Yeah, a little bit cheekiness from our leader here. But yeah, let's see. This is all fun and games right now for our boys, and let's see what Moto can do towards the end. I think he's still going to aim for the fastest lap, which I believe he has right now.
And just give me a second. It's gonna turn off my TV. It's making some
Yeah,
noise.
and Arad here. Let's see what position he is in P6. Well, let me go through the positions right now. We have Moto in P1, followed by SSJ Assassin in P2, Helium in P3, Akash Sharma in P4, Wilston in P5, Aradhya Gupta in P6, Kapil in P7, Logesh in P8, Kat in P9, and Simply P10. These boys just have now, they have roughly 3 laps to get enough done to get those last few positions sorted out. The only boys without a penalty right now, Wilster and Aradhya, who are in contention of getting those positions from both Akash Sonawane, right, rather from Akash Sonawane at this stage. Just Wilster is a bit on the edge there. He needs to get his pace up. And we see SSJ Assassin with DRS hanging on to Moto. I think that's going to be good for SSJ. I think he needs to build up a bit more of a gap with Helium just to keep himself safe from any contention there. As we see, and we see Aradhya definitely going for a move against Wilster there on the inside with DRS. And Wilster still fighting through, and it was very close for both of them. I think Wilster was definitely eyeing for a move on the inside there, but Aradhya gets it done at the Kevin straight and gets the position towards Locom. P5 for Aradhya right now, and we're again the Haas driver definitely enjoying his time in the midfield, giving us a lot of good fights there, a lot of close battles there towards the end. And let's see what else is going on here. Let's see
Final
if
two
there's
laps of this race. Wilshire G really close to Aradhya Gupta. Let's not forget these guys were teammates in season 8 at McLaren, and now arch rivals in season 10 of IRC. So it's gonna be an interesting one. Let's stay on board with Wilster. Just a second to Aradhya. He will maybe have the DRS going into the bus stop, going into the first straight, if he can stay close enough. And he doesn't have much ERS to show for it, but still a really close battle right here. And yeah, this one is going to go till the end of the race, I presume.
definitely. I think both of them are interested in those positions. Surprisingly, both of them don't have penalties, so they know whatever they do on track stays on track, which is going to be important for them. And Kapil in the pits right now. Why is Kapil pitting? Does he have damage? Can we go on board Kapil for a second? No, he's not got damage. He must be eyeing for the fastest lap then. He's serving his penalties. Pretty. I think he's just he knows that he's not going to get the position from He knows he's not going to get the position from Wilster or Arathia, so he's just taking care of his penalties. He's got a gap to Logesh, and he's going onto the softs just to put the fastest lap as well, just to get grab an extra point there. Pretty smart move from Kapil, I think. What do you think, Slaya?
Yeah, it's been. I think it's the smarter decision because he knows he's not going to come away with many points in any case. So it's better to pit and get that fastest lap if he can. Though there's only one lap and he needs to make it perfect.
Yeah, I mean, I think leaving up to someone who can, I mean, compared to these mediums, I think the softs will
Much
definitely
quicker. Much
much
quicker.
quicker. So he just needs to keep it on track. That's it. And Kapil will brag an extra point there. Pretty smart move. And simply here, not really allowing Kapil to get that fastest lap. He's also pitting because he knows he wants to give it a try as well to get the fastest lap. And let's see what Simply can do. I don't think Simply would be able to compete much though, considering where he ended his qualifying, and he gets a weird line out of the pits. I see. Okay, Simply. That's is that it for Simply though? I think it is, right? I don't think he can get another lap in there for a fastest lap.
He should be able to get that fastest lap. And Wilster gets past Aradhya. That's Aradhya going slowly.
Aradhya is spun. Aradhya spun. Yeah, definitely
Uh,
Aradhya
oh,
spun.
well.
Sadly, and we're still seeing our boys fighting for P1. SJ not really letting it go. He wants that position, and he gets the position down towards the chemistry. I think Motomoto just gave that position because he didn't want to fight too heavy against SJ Assassin. But I mean, come on, I can't. I have to give it to SSJ right now. He's definitely in a mood to give us a show right now, and he wants that position on track. And Simply gets a time penalty. Okay,
Oh, well.
Simply.
Not to
Uh,
win this race anymore.
yeah, I don't know what Simply is doing there. I think he's just there to give attendance at this stage. But yeah, let's see what happens there.
Simply
And
is 45 seconds behind the pack. Yep.
yeah,
Uh,
and again, these guys are definitely giving us a fight. As soon as these guys cross the line, Kai, could we go on to Kapil just to see if we can bag the fastest lap if possible? As soon as these guys cross the line, of course.
and
And we're
Moto is in line to take that win today.
definitely, and I think my bet worked very well considering. Oh, is Sector 3 issue? Sector 3, what is that? Um,
Nothing. It seems nothing really.
Moto is what is happening to Moto is AI mode? Wait,
Oh,
what is
okay.
happening here?
But I don't
Did
think it's going to be
Moto
enough to pull 6
disconnect?
seconds.
Yeah,
And
sadly.
Moto will
Mot
still get the win here at
win.
Spa Francorchamps. Uh,
Uh,
on thankfully for him, SSJ had penalties, and SSJ
yeah,
finishes in a close P2 with Helium on the podium, rounding it off in P3. Akash Sonamane gets good points for the Alpha Tauri team as the lone runner today, and
and now we're
go
on
on,
board. Kapil right now is
couple.
definitely eyeing for the fastest lap. He's gotten fastest sector 1 and sector 2 on those those
DRS is
soft
crying.
compound tires. Yeah, he's definitely pushing it towards the very end here, and he's definitely looking to grab that fastest lap. He knows he wants an extra lap right now for the championship.
This is
He
a
needs to
quali
get
lap
a
basically.
yeah, definitely. Let's see what he gets.
I
144.3.
think that's faster than Simply's quali lap. Oh well,
True.
that is a great lap from Kapil to snatch that point away. And but yeah, still a great job. And who is? Oh, that's nothing.
That's just
That's
yeah. That's just his celebratory dance.
on getting P2
Yeah.
and Simply YT on the Camel Straight now, mm, rounding it off in P10 for us today. He just needs to finish the race. I mean, he just needs to not DNF at bus stop. But yeah, that's a
Hmm.
great race from Moto and SSJ both. And well, if Moto had disconnected at the starting of the Camel
Oof.
Straight, it might have been a different
Yeah.
story altogether. But
All
well,
together. Yeah.
that's finishing it off and P10 for Simply. So Moto takes a win here at Spa Francorchamps for the Belgian Grand Prix round 8 in Tier 1. And yeah, it's been a great race. So let's get our drivers in for their
Podium
interviews.
interviews. Yes,
Yeah.
definitely. Okay, and let's see if we can Let's take a look at some of our drivers here, the standings and the other aspects here. Let's see. Just need a minute.
Our driver joining. Yeah, so we can get Helium in. Okay, so let's go through where everyone finished. So Kapil and Simply both decided to go into the softs in the end. Not the best bet, but yeah. Moving on to our podium interviews. Let's start with Helium. I'll take this one haphazard. So
Sure.
Helium finishing P3. Solid race from you. Apart from that one spin, where do you think you made that mistake? Why do you think you made that mistake?
I think I took time trial setup and didn't account for the weight of the car
Oh,
in the race. So my car was just sliding outwards under steering everywhere. So yeah, wasn't a very comfortable race, but it was fine. Not an issue. Long season.
yeah, still some great points in P3 for you. And what do you think the tires? How were the tires today in the race? Because we were seeing a normal strategy, a medium hard or a hard medium. How was the wear on the tires today?
It was fine. Hards were better than expected. Mediums
Okay,
were a little bit slower than I thought they would be. But yeah, uh, not anything out of the ordinary as such.
makes sense, makes sense. Haphazard, any questions for our P3 sitter today, Helium?
No, no, it was definitely a great recovery drive from Helium after the mistake. I believe it was just a mistake out of the Lacombe corner, right? You just got a
Yep.
bit too a bit too. I guess you were rushing towards getting the position from SSJ. You had him there. You had a very good run at him through the camel straight. You're getting very close to him, and I guess just got onto the curbs.
Yeah, I guess, yeah. I think I just turned in too much. I put too much steering angle there.
Definitely, but
Nonetheless,
it's still a great recovery drive and
yeah,
still an amazing P3. Got very close to Moto as well as SSJ at the end. So I think that's definitely a good comeback by Helium, all things
Thank you.
considered.
yeah, that's been a great P3 for Helium. Moving on to P2. Haphazard, how about you take this one? It is
Of course,
SSJ.
I love to take this one. SSJ, what a race, my friend. What a race. First, let's just discuss about that amazing start. Got in three positions at the start itself. Can you explain that?
I've always been good at race starts plus control attacks, so that probably explains how I managed to overtake three drivers. And I'm not really sure how Aradhya managed to win it. Even he's on I'd say more compatible device for this platform, but yeah, mistakes do happen, and I capitalized on it and managed to gain I think three positions.
Yeah,
Um, uh,
coming to mistakes though, one thing like what happened with the warnings there? I think you're the first one to get the 3 second penalty, and I think at the end you accumulated 6 seconds. That caused a lot of issues with you securing that P1 position. I think you today had the pace, but I think those penalties definitely caused that issue there.
Yeah, well, the I went off the track on Radion, like almost like I actually went onto the GT3 pit lane after recovering my car, but the game for some brained reason decided to give me a penalty and a warning and five warnings. So yeah, I mean, that's like, I guess, I mean, it's not unheard of because Deepak also got a penalty of a minute for taking off that runoff area in Monza turn one. But even then, yeah, it was pretty stupid of the game. So I might get a 3 second removed. Although, yeah, I do have enough warnings for a 3 second time penalty. But yeah, I hope that I get a 3 second time penalty removed. That
All right.
uh, that yeah, extra one I got.
Yeah, but definitely still a well managed race from you. And towards the end, I mean, the fights both of you had, Moto, and again, you and Helium as well. The fights that you had today, I mean, they were amazing to watch.
Yep, it was a great battle. Like it was, it's one of the few tracks in which I can actually battle these top guys because it's arguably my strongest track in the entire calendar. I mean, there's no other reason why they call me merchant, spa merchant. So yeah, I did not capitalize as much as I wanted to on that expertise that I have in this track. But yeah, managed to make the best out of it. And plus, I have to thank Moto for saving my day in the end, because helium was gaining on me like a rocket ship, and he apparently ran out of fuel in the end. But I would not. I don't know. I don't think ran out of fuel, but yeah, was on negative
No,
fuel, I
no,
think.
I
But it
did.
was,
I ran out of fuel.
or
Oh,
maybe he
so
was cutting it quite close to running out of fuel. But yeah, I carried the same fuel as much as Moto did, but I managed to finish my race with positive delta fuel. But yeah, probably the higher wings explains it. But anyway, because of him, I got that extra speed that I needed down the Camel Straight. I got DRS, and then I just dumped my ERS also. So that kind of helped me get an advantage there, and helped me gain that extra lead I needed. Or well, I might get the 3 second removed. So either way, it wouldn't uh, you know uh, you know matter in the end. But still, I just needed to be sure that I am clear from helium. So yeah, uh, thanks to Moto once again. He's my driver of the day.
Definitely. And yeah, any questions you have, Saya?
no, yeah, I think that was just find out that we'll
Uh,
get something more on that. But yeah, SSJ, it would have been nicer if you had kept it on track. And who knows, maybe we would have had to take your interview last today for P1. But still a well managed race, and congratulations on your points.
Thank you both.
All right,
and
so
Slayer,
moving on. Yeah,
Slayer, can you
continue.
take the interview for Motomoto?
Yeah, will do. So Moto, that is the top step of the podium, thanks to penalties for SSJ. Um, let's talk about what we just heard right now, that you ran out of fuel. What is that about?
Yeah, I mean, if anyone's in VC with Dan, never like listen to him for advice for fuel because he's gonna mess you over. Uh, yeah, maybe he's right. I was running a bit higher wings. He was running 5.3, which I just could not do. Even 7.4 was killing me, and
Oh,
I had to really, balance the car on the throttle everywhere on the exit. It was kind of hard to, especially in dirty air. It was really hard to follow, so I couldn't stick close to Dan and Helium in the first stint.
yeah, but your pace on the second stint on the medium tires was absolutely stellar and magnificent, and you made the most of it. I mean, still you were really cutting close on fuel, and you just won the race by I think a second and a half. So if maybe that fuel ran out a bit quicker, it would have been a different story. And maximum
Yeah.
points today, except for the fastest lap, which Kapil stole in the end. Talk about the tire management. How was it for you?
Yeah, before we go any further, Moto, you'd better thank me that you didn't run out of fuel any sooner.
Shut up,
One
man.
click lower, and it would have been
Yeah, I have
game
some I
over.
have some words for him later on. But yeah,
My
anyway,
guidance that help you win, Moto. Remember that.
sure, okay. Yeah, second stint, I mean, it was just a matter of, gaining confidence over the session. I normally tend to do much, much better in the second stint because lighter car and then I'm more in tune with the track. The first stint is all about figuring out, how much to brake, how little to brake, how much speed to carry. The second stint, especially in the mediums, you can just send it into every corner. And yeah, tire wear wise, hards were very good. I could probably take them till the end of the race actually. I mean, they were not wearing out at all, but they were just slow. Like they were just slow in general. So I just wanted to get them off and put on the pair of medium tires, and yeah, those did work quite well.
Mhm.
It took a while to heat up, but then after it did, it felt like there was unlimited grip. It was just I
Oh,
was sending it through every corner. Yeah. Then I mean, I realized that I was going to run out of fuel on lap lap 20, which was very late. And then lap 21 and 22, I tried to do as much as I could. But I tried to play it smart. I didn't want to let Dan overtake me and just run away. So I still had to push a bit, and I think that just costed me to get to win it on track. Uh, but yeah, overall a good race, and yeah, I'm happy to be back racing. It feels nice after a while.
yeah, top step of the podium, and obviously it feels nice to be here. And again, congratulations on your maximum points today. Haphazard, any questions for our race winner tonight?
Yeah, just one. I think at the start you just had a bit of an issue with your car. Definitely did not get a good start there. What happened there? Could you explain?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't touched this game for a while. I mean, at least I haven't done a practice start or practice race start for a while.
I
And I
see.
just kind of sort of floated and then the rear kicked out. And I have been playing ACC, so that's been affecting my throttle as
Mm-hmm.
well. But yeah, I mean, yeah, Dan just got a beastly start. Even that sort of put me off because he was just already alongside me and I wasn't even barely off the grid. And then and then I saw Kapil just die in front of me, which was quite hilarious too. But yeah, the start was quite sketchy, and then I also saw Aradhya. So two people died, one Kapil in front and then Aradhya behind me. So I think then Helium as well. So yeah, I don't know what is going on with me and people dying around me, but yeah, I hope it continues to happen.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
go on, go on.
Yeah, no, I was saying, yeah, definitely. That's it. That's it. That's my statement there.
That says everything. And great race from our race winner today. So congratulations once again. And yeah, so now we can head out for tonight. And let's go. So that's the end of our weekend. Now, ACC was yesterday at the same track. If you want to get a replay on that, there was a crazy incident on lap one of race one there. So go make sure to watch that on our YouTube channel, which you are watching this right now on. Also, make sure to follow our socials at on Instagram at the rate Indian Racing Community, on Twitter at the rate Racing Indian. And if you want to get in onto this action, then join our Discord server for sign-ups and more information, the link of which is on your screen and also in the description box below. So that is good night from me, Slayer. Haphazard. Any more words to add?
No, nothing else. Just join us for our next round, round 9, and we'll have the same, tiers that we had before. We'll have the same fun that we had. Some amazing racing as always from our tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3 boys. So join us then. Okay. All right. Good night.